Hare Krishna devotees, Dandavat Pranam. Welcome to Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Today we are very fortunate to have the association of His Grace Premavasya Prabhu, who will be sharing the nectar from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto number 6, chapter number 2, sloka number 28 to 30. Prabhuji, over to you.
Thank you, Guruji. Let me share my screen.
Krishna Prabhu Dandot Nam.
No, Guruji.
Prabhuji, can you be a little closer to the mic, Prabhuji? Your voice is okay, but audio is little low.
Yes. Nas Guru Guruji?
Yeah, it's a little better.
Okay. Welcome,
Hare
devotees.
Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Still it is low, Prabhu. Can you increase the volume, Prabhu?
Is it good now?
Yes, Prabhu.
Better, na?
Better,
Yes,
Prabhu.
Prabhuji.
Okay. I will speak little louder. Some issues. So, welcome, devotees. So, in this Nityam Bhagavata Seva, today we are going to discuss on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 2, verse number 28, 29, and 30. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudire Nashtiprayesu Abhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिया वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. So, वृद्धो वनाथो पितरो नान्या बंधु तपस्विनो अहो मयाधुना त्यक्त्वा कृतज्ञानानि च Synonyms, translation, purpose, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So we'll read first all the three slokas, 28, 29, 30, and then we will discuss on this. Vridho, old, anatho, who had no other person to look after their comforts. Pitaro, my father and mother. Na anya bandhu, who had no other friend. Tapasvino, who underwent great difficulties. Aho, alas, Maya, by me. Adhuna, at that moment. Tekto, were given up. Akritakgena, ungrateful. Nichavata, like the most abominable low class person. Translation. My father and mother were old and had no other son or friend to look after them. Because I did not take care of them, they lived with great difficulty. Alas, like an abominable lower class man, I ungratefully left them in that condition. Purport. According to Vedic civilization, everyone has the responsibility for taking care of Brahmanas, old men, women, children, and cows. This is the duty of everyone, especially an upper class person. Because of his association with a prostitute, Azamil abandoned all his duties. Regretting this, Azamil now considered himself quite fallen. Read text 29. So, ham vyaktam पतिष्यामि नरके वृषदारुणे धर्मघ्ना कामिनो यत्र विन्दति यमयातनाः. Such a person, aham, I, Vyaktam, it is now clear. Patisyami will fall down. Narake, in hell. Vrisa Daruna, most miserable. Dharmagna, they who break the principles of religion. Kaminaha, who are too lusty. Yatra, where. Vindati, undergo. Yamyatanah, the miserable conditions imposed by Yamaraja. It is now clear that as a consequence of such activities, a sinful person like me must be thrown into hellish conditions meant for those who have broken religious principles and must there suffer extreme miseries. Text number 30. किमिदं स्वप्नम् अहो स्वित् साक्षात् दृष्टं इहाद्भुतं क्वा याता अद्य ते ये मा व्यकर्षणं पाशपानयः. Kim, whether idam this swapne in a dream, aho sweet, or sakshat directly, drishtam seen, iha here, adbhutam wonderful, qua where, yataha have gone, adya now, te all of them, ye who, mam me, vyakarsana were dragging, pasapanayah with ropes in their hands. Translation. Was this a dream I saw, or was it reality? I saw fearsome men with ropes in their hands coming to arrest me and drag me away where they have gone. I will stop saying now. Okay. So this canto we're discussing about Azamila life. Prabhupada written the book called The Second Chance. So Azamil got the second chance. So with this verse, we can discuss on many topics. For example, so let's think about what is the purpose of human life. Okay. So first thing, whenever I hear this topic, I just think about that what is the purpose of human life. So when it is said in a Vedic literature that eko aham bahushyamah, eko aham bahushyamah. It means the Lord was alone and then he said, let me manifest myself in different forms. Also in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna said that I I pervade this entire everything by my impersonal form. Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyaktamurtina matasthani sarvbhutani nachaham tesu avasthitah. I pervade everything. Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyaktamurtina. In my avyaktamurtina. That is like a Brahma Swarupa. Lord is present in everything, Jar and Chaitana, the living and non-living entities. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagat avyaktamurtina matasthani sarvbhutani nachaham tesu avasita. Everything rests upon me, but I am not in them. So this verse, it is from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9. So Lord is present in every form, in everywhere, and it is it is just the manifestation of Lord, and we are part and parcel of Lord. But the difference is that of the quantity. Quality wise, we are the same, but quantity wise, we are different. So we learn from our acharyas that all living entities, they come here. Uh, those who are here, they want to enjoy this material world. They want to lord it over the material world. So this is the first condition with which every living entities are here. So Lord said, okay, if you want to go and enjoy, here are certain terms and conditions. because everyone wants to enjoy. So, for example, in an empty road, if one person is walking, there is no rules and regulation much required. But as number of person increases who are walking the road, some are driving two-wheelers, some are driving four-wheelers, some are driving big trucks, and then it starts that has to be some law, there has some rules and regulation. Similarly, in this material universe, there are variety of living entities and non-living entities, and there is a interdependency. Even there is an interdependency between Lord says that सह्यज्ञ प्रजाश्रेष्ठ पूर्ववाचा प्रजापति अनेन्या प्रसविष्याधम ए सवा अस्तु इष्ट कामधुक. In again from Bhagavad Gita, Lord said that starting from this creation, the process of yajna was created, and all human beings who want to have good life on this earth, they're to perform those yajna, and when they perform that yajna is for the satisfaction of Lord Vishnu, but those who are uh, have some desires to enjoy this material world, they perform this yajna, and in return, the demigods who are empowered entities, they give them their desired objects, and they see how with the cooperation they are enjoying. Similarly, there are different kinds of living entities. Some can those who have no legs. Some living entities have two legs. Some has four legs, and they are all walking. And some can swim in the water. Some can fly in the air. So different types of living entities, and we read that there are 84 lakhs of species are there in this creation. So there is a terms and condition, and in that terms and condition, there are different classes of men, and those who are civilized, civilized, and those who follow the Vedic cultures, Vedic way of life. There are four classes. Has been Lord said, Chaturvarna Maya system, Guna Karma Vibhagasa. Based on Guna and Karma, the different types of men are dressed. It's not by birth, but Guna and Karma. So by birth can be any home, but as they acquire different karmas and they get involved in different kind of activities, their varna and ashram can change. So varna ashram. So Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, and then we have Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanprastha, and Sannyas. So these are the four varna for ashrams are there. So there are certain rules and regulations are prescribed. So there are certain do's and don'ts. In case of Ajamil, what we see, and it is very important that we understand this, that those those person who want to enjoy this material world, and and they and they have no idea what is the purpose of the life, still what they can do is that they can follow certain rules and regulations according to Varna and ashram system, and according to responsibility, and they can live peacefully in this world. They will not get liberated from this world, but they come again and again in different forms of life, enjoying different kinds of hardships or facilities, as the case may be. In case of Ajamila, this story that we're reading here is like he was very pious, and he followed his father's order, and he was living a very good life. But suddenly one day he happens to, by chance, he happens to see a prostitute and a low class man in an I mean they are in inappropriate situations. They are hugging each other. Their clothes are loose, and in that situation, when he saw them, he was not able to control his senses. So this is a case study kind of thing. So just like in any school, any kind of schools we go, and just instruction does not help. We we just need to understand some case studies. Is there some case studies there? So this Jamila story is a case study of different kinds of instances that we can understand. So one thing that understand here is that a person well born in the Brahmana family, well trained in the Vedic literatures, but you see, senses are very powerful. Our senses are very powerful, and therefore, even a very exalted devotee, a great tapasvi, they are also fearful of their senses. So, if we allow our senses for a fraction of a second, it can put us into a hellish condition of life. Just like in again Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is the very basic one where we get all the description, all the instructions by Lord Himself. So there, Lord says that this our senses are very powerful, and even if you focus much on one senses, and if one sense is not in control, then it's like it can take our body, our mind, and it can put us in dangerous condition. So now we should be very careful. I mean, who would be careful? I said we should be careful. I mean, who would be careful? Those who understood that this human form of life, for example, if I live in this world for say 50 years, then 50 years I eat say 50 chapatis. So if I live for 100 years, I will eat another more 50 chapatis. So one thinks about, I mean, is it that we are just living for eating some more chapatis? Do I want to live a longer life to eat more chapatis, 100 chapatis, 200 chapatis, 1000 chapatis? Is it just the purpose that I eat chapatis? And so, I mean, people they start questioning these things. So we know that human form, when you take human form life, it is said athato brahma jigyasa. So this body is there, body needs maintenance. So in Bhagavatam also we read that even one desires that I want to have a healthy life, it is good. That desire is not something bad. We can desire that I should have a healthy life. And then with this healthy life and body, one should try to understand Athato Brahma Jigyasa. The Jigyasa has to be there. And then if you go out, we generally see that people are not interested in asking this question. They they think that if I live for, I mean, 1 or 2 or more years of life, I can eat more, I can see different things, I can enjoy. But but one thing that is sure is death. Jatasya hi dhruvam mrityu dhruvam janma mritasya cha. Those who die will take birth again, and those who have taken birth, they will die again. This is again verse from Bhagavad Gita. Jatasya hi dhruvam mrityu dhruvam janma mritasya cha. So anyone will think about that I will have to die. If there was no death, and then the condition would have been different. But there is death for sure. One is pious person, he will also die. One is impious person, he will also die. One who follows Vedic rules and regulations, he will also die. One does not follow, he will also die. And so in this condition, many people they get bewildered and they think just like there was one person uh, he said that rinam kritva ghritam pibet bhasmi bhutasya dehasya kutah punam agaman bhavet. He said, I mean, he wanted to eating ghee and drinking ghee is like a very opulence kind of thing. So now we can just go and purchase the ghee, and that is also adulterated. So if you want to get pure ghee, it is very difficult to get. In initial days also, to get a ghee is not that easy because the ghee is the most processed item from the milk. So it takes a lot of time and a struggle to get ghee. So what he means to say that even take loan and drink ghee, eat ghee means that you just take loan and deceive people and just enjoy this world as much as possible. According to him, he said, "Rinam kritva ghitam pibet." Take loan and eat ghee. Bhasmi bhutasya dehasya. When this body is finished, Bhasmi bhutasya dehasya kutaha punam agaman bhavet. Who would come? Who has seen that someone is coming back? So his knowledge is not proper, but this philosophy was widely accepted by many people, and still, knowingly or unknowingly, people are following that principle that this life is, we have only one life. This is what they say. So they said this is only one life, enjoy as much as you can. So in this condition, some say that let me also enjoy and let other also enjoy. So let's follow some rules and regulations so we enjoy together. And some would say that I don't care about anyone else, let me enjoy alone. So this is the condition. But fortunately, those are very fortunate, and they observe items and they see that everyone has to die, they are dying, they are going somewhere, and they want to understand this nature of the world. What is this nature of the world? Why? So why things are happening this way? I do not want to suffer. K Ami, just like we read from Chetan Chatamrita. K Ami, who am I? Why I am being forced to suffer? I do not want to suffer, but I am forced to suffer. Different kind of diseases. And also in Bhagavatam, we say that Kalau dosa nidhe rajan, asti ek mahan gune. And also that this Kali Yuga has different kinds of faults, but it has a one good quality. That simply by chanting Lord's name, one can be delivered. So once a person who reads this and have firm believe in this statement, then he will think about what is that to be delivered from this world? What is the meaning of being delivered from this world? So these are all things for those person who thinks. They are very thoughtful and they want to think, they want to understand this. And in this regard only, this entire narration is there. This is a case study. So this Ajamil was a son of Brahmana. He was well qualified as a Brahmana. So in the next verses, we'll read that all those things he has started repenting now. That like like in this verse, he's saying that Vriddho, Anatho, Pitro. So he knew that these are not the good thing, but still he did it because his intelligence was taken away by his senses. So our senses are very powerful. Senses are very powerful. We should never underestimate the senses, and we should not try to challenge our senses. We should never do it. I mean, we have been doing it. I also do myself sometime. I think that nothing will happen just for 1 second, one extra 1 minute, and last one time. So these are the thing. This is how our intelligence bargains with us, and this is how our senses take over our intelligence, and then we are carried away. So when intelligence is carried away, like we again from Bhagavata we read this, kamaish tirtha jnana prapadanta anna devata. So those whose intelligence are taken away, they go to different devatas. So devatas here also means that those who are superior than us. So we go to them so that we beg them, we do service to them, we do whatever they want, so that we get what we desire. Kama. And in this case, somebody they start to take drugs, intoxications, and for their purpose they do anything. And those who are little civilized, they will not go to intoxication, but still they want to enjoy their senses, and they are ready to do any kind of job that can facilitate them this kind of opportunity. So one thing that we can understand from this is that even somebody is very trained, then also they should not trust their senses. Even the exalted devotees, they also do not trust their senses. They never allow their senses for to go here and there. And if you try this, allow your senses to go here and there and do not regulate their activities, then I mean, everyone will experience that following devotional services and doing our sadhanas become very, very difficult. So this is the case with Ajamil also. The Ajamil, he knew that what is good and what is bad, but his intelligence was taken away by the strong senses, and he could not control himself. But he was very fortunate. Somehow or other, will not go in much detail in the story. Somehow or other, he had one son whose name was Narayan. Narayan. And he used to call Narayana Aya. Narayana, come here. And therefore, and also in the last moment when he was completely vivasaha. Vivasaha means he was completely surrender. He has no option. He could not do anything, but he chanted Lord's name, and then because of that, all his sins were eradicated. So in these verses, verse number 28, 29, and 30, what he's doing is he's like paschatap. He is saying that I should not have done those things. And while he was discussing this, neither Yamdut nor the Vishnu Dut were present, and this was like a near death experience for the Ajamil. So one learning from here is that we should not trust our senses, whatever condition may be, and we should try to regulate. Regulating the senses is like learning to play some musical instrument. Once I asked one Maharaj that I always fail to control my senses. I try to control my senses, but even and then I fail. Then Maharaj said that controlling the senses is like playing musical instrument. We have so many senses are there. It's not that one sense. We have so many senses and responsibilities, everything. So it's like trying to learn a musical instrument. It does not happen in one day, but if you keep trying under proper guidance, one day it will happen. So we will able to control senses in proper way. So this is how. So one thing that we learn from is like we should control our senses. Another thing that we learn from here is that Lord is very, very merciful and he is very powerful as well. So while Vishnu Dut, they're giving the arguments with the Yamdutas, there they said that anyone who chants Lord's name, the Lord start thinking about him, that he is chanting my name and I should take care of him, I should deliver him. And that is the sankalpa of Lord, because of which we get delivered. So chanting is most powerful in this world, and the symptoms of a person in the Kali Yuga is described in Srimad Bhagavatam, and it says that Manda, Sumanda, Madbhagya hi Upadrita. So Upadrava. Now think about the Upadrava kind of thing. huh? So if we read in the news, I mean, uh, if you watch Instagram reels, YouTube shorts, news articles, you discuss with people, everywhere there is a Upadra kind of thing. Upadra, different kinds of Upadra. I mean, the world is not peaceful now. Every time we hear that there could be a war, every time we hear that there could be some kind of civil war, then people are afraid of their jobs. I mean, everywhere we see there is job cut. Then there are road accidents, there are plane crashes, and there are personal difficulties. There is a problem in the environment, then illness because of different entities. So what we see that Upadrava, Adhyatmic, Adibhautik, Adidevik, all these three kinds of distresses are increasing day by day. And with this increase, what they are doing is that they have disturbed the minds of persons. We have lost our direction. And so just think about, just like, for example, uh, recently, I mean, we went from our office to a program. So we travel around 600 kilometers and went to a resort. So entire people from our company, they went to a resort. And in the resort, when they went there, they received the welcome drinks. Received the welcome drinks, and then they were given nice rooms allocated so they could rest for some time. Then they came back, they had breakfast, and after breakfast, there were some activities, official activities, just for 3 to 4 hours. And then there are lunch. Then after lunch, there was rest, then tea, then dinner, and all sort of things. But company did not took the entire team 600 kilometers from the office just for lunch, breakfast, dinner, and a nice sleep in the good hotel or resort. They took entire team for official purpose for 4 hours. But they provided everything that are needed for proper execution of the office meetings. Because if you're distressed, you're not eating things, you are not taking a rest, you will not concentrate on the office. Similarly, those who are devotees and they have their purpose, they have understood their purpose. So they should not get distracted by different kinds of upadra in this world now, neither from civil war, world war, diseases, personal distresses, distress by the other entities, by the mental faculties. These distresses will always be there. But under all those distresses, they need to understand what is their purpose. And when we are discussing these topics among devotees, and when a devotee also they watch on the YouTube. So I would like to say that as a devotee, as a practicing devotees, we should understand that these are just kind of upada. They are just like a distractions, just like distractions, and we should try not to be distracted by them. Rather, we should focus on our purpose. Athato Brahma Jigyasa. What is my purpose? Athato Brahma Jigyasa. There is a purpose. And our purpose is to understand ourselves that we are part and parcel of Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna has said this has been informed. Lord have Lord always said, Mamai Vamso Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. They are my eternal part and parcel. Lord has informed us. But what we are doing is that we want to understand this, how we are part and parcel, and what is the purpose. And we read Srimad Bhagavatam for that purpose only. We read Bhagavad Gita, we associate with devotees, we go to temple, we associate with Guru Maharaj, with the senior devotees. And we learn from them that in this Kali Yuga, there is only one way. Hmm? The one which the Hare Nam, Hare Nam Eva Kevalam, Kalau Nasteva Gatinatha. So just focus on one thing. Another example I will give. For example, recently in nearby there was a fire incident, and the entire top floor of the building was in the fire, and there were some residents who were entrapped in this fire, and somewhere they become unconscious because of the smoke. And then the fire brigade people they came, and I mean they could not climb by the stairs because there were fire on the stair side. So and the doors were locked. So from the window side, from the balcony side, they use these elevators, and they force into the rooms, opening the balcony area. And so just think about it, there are fire all around, but their focus was not on the fire. Their focus was who is there alive or who is there lying unconscious. Their focus was on taking them out and taking them out. So same is the condition. The condition is same. Sansaradava nalalida loka pranaya karunya ghana ghanatvam. So we also every day we pray that this world we are living in is like we are living in the fire condition. Entire everywhere there's a fire. And so the expert, the spiritual master, he's like he has come to rescue us. So he does not focus on fire because this fire, I mean, extinguishing a fire may take some time, but before you extinguish the fire, the person will enter, he may die. So the first target of anyone who comes to rescue. Of course, they want to extinguish the fire, but the first target is that to take out anyone who is trapped inside the fire. Similarly, the fire is the symbol of like distress. It can destroy everything. It can destroy all our purpose, all our activities. So we are in this Kalo Dosa Nidhirajan. This world, this Kalyug is it is many faults. It's many faults, and always it is Upadrava. So different kinds of Upadrava. These are all different kinds of Upadrava, distractions. They distract us from our purpose of our life, a purpose for which we become devotee. We do not become devotee so that we can pray and we can live comfortably. No one is going to live comfortably here. Even different incarnations of Lord, even Lord Himself, He comes and he disappears. He disappears from this view just to just to teach us that this world is not a permanent place. Lord is present everywhere. Every time He's present, He is just like we are entrapped in the three-dimensional world: length, breadth, height. I can walk backward, I can walk forward, and I can also jump, I can fly. But there's certain one dimension time. I cannot time travel. But Lord, He exists in all dimensions. So time is also in control of Him. And this gives very good assurance that if today, I mean, after some time we have this Gaur Purnima. So now, according to time, the time in which we are living in time, Lord appeared more than 530 years back. But He can time travel. If you pray to Lord Chaitanya, He can manifest today in front of us in His same Gaur Varna, in His same with His devotees, with Panch Tattva, and we can see Him because He can time travel. We can also by our devotional strength um, we can I mean request Lord, and if He's merciful, we can see all the dasa avatars. We can see in Chetan Chaitamrita we read the different devotee Lord Chetan Mahaprabhu showed them different avatars to them. So similarly, because He can time travel, and He can show us. So the purpose of the life is to understand Lord, to understand, do Athata Brahma Jigyasa, that is what the aphorism, Vedic aphorism, Athata Brahma Jigyasa Brahma Sutra. And we understand this, and our purpose is to chant as much as possible Lord's name. Chant every time. Satatam Kirtyanto Mam Yatantascha Drid Vrataha. Lord said, Satatam Kirtyanto Mam. So, and then He said, Yatantascha Drid Vrata. Yatantascha means there will be some kind of endeavor from our side. One has to put some kind of endeavor from our side. So that endeavor that is counted. Hmm. So Lord says, Satatam Kirtyantamam, Ananyas Chintyantamam. So these are the words in Bhagavad Gita. Satatam Kirtyantamam, Yatantascha Did Vrata. So again he adds this sentence, Yatantascha Did Vrata. So there one has to put some endeavor from his side. So, and that is the endeavor Lord wants to see, the how much endeavor He wants to put. So depending on different conditions, one has to put some endeavor. We should always feel that there is some endeavor from our side. For example, if we are able to chant some rounds daily, we should increase the chanting on that rounds. If we are able to perform comfortably some seva, we should always we should try to increase the amount of seva that we do. Our engagement, our thinking has to increase. And one thing is that we should do chintana. Chintana is very powerful. Without doing the chintan, the transformation does not happen. So if you don't do chintan, it's like only information that we have. So, but when we start chintan, then the transformation happens. So everyone does chintan in some capacity or other. But I will give one example of what a chintan looks like. For example, there's a person, he is very healthy, And then suddenly he goes for annual checkup, and then he finds that some health parameters are not good. Cholesterol is high, he's heavy weight, or say fatty liver. So these are the kind of reports we generally hear about. Triglyceride is very high, sugar is very high. Something has come into this. And then he goes to doctor. Doctor informs him that some health parameters are not good. And so what you should do, you should be live active life, eat healthy food, and if the condition is very worse, you need to eat medicine for some time. So then Chintan starts. Chintan starts means that he starts to think, yes, this is a serious condition. I should not live in a unhealthy lifestyle. I should eat medicine, and I should healthy food. I should be live active life. I should do some exercise. So this is how Chintan starts. When Chintan starts, he starts planning. If he is serious, then Chintan, then he starts planning. What should I do now? So he may go to some gym. He may start running in the morning. He may start evaluating what food items he's eating. He may stop eating from outside. They are not good. He may stop eating processed food, limit the use of oil. So this is how the Chintan starts. So how the Chintan starts, and Chintan transform into action. And then action brings some results in the life. Similarly, when we listen to these stories, and then our Chintan should kick in. That we should think about a person who like Azamil. He got delivered because he was chanting Lord's name. Were chanting, he chanted Lord's name in very helpless condition of his life. He was about to die, and there were Yamduta who were there in front of him. We have not seen Yamdutas, we have not seen many things. So I mean, we should not think that this is that's kind of one story. If you read this in Srimad Bhagavatam, you will see that uh, it is not a concocted story. It's not fabricated story. This is a real incident recorded in Srimad Bhagavatam, and it happened in real time. And just think about that they are able to see the Yamdutas, they are able to see the Vishnu Devatas, they're able to go back in time and describe this is just going to help us. But if you do not trust this, we just think that this is a story, then it is not helping us. So we do Chintan that Ajamil, Ajamil was very sinful person. I mean, he was not initially sinful, but then because his senses were carried away, he became very sinful person. And then there is a hope. There is a hope that whatever sin one may have performed. So the list of all different kinds of sin in the previous slokas, just like Guru Patneha, Brahmanaha, uh, I mean, killing a cows and all drinking alcohol and stealing something. So many different kinds of sins that are described. So Lord is so merciful. He says that doesn't matter whatever sin one has committed, but if he surrenders unto me. He is saying, Sarv dharman parityajya mam ekam saranam vaja aham tvam sarva papyabhyo mokshisaya masuchaha. So many times when a devotee they hear this, they start crying because today, I mean, we we many people that do not take this verses very seriously because we think that we are very pious man. There's no suffering. My all the senses, my body, everything good. I'm earning good. My family is good, not in danger. But this is not the condition. This is just like some temporary situation where we are in the good condition, but situation may change anytime. Just think about a person who is about to be hanged. His date is announced, but then he is, he comes to know that the president of India can pardon him. I mean, there is a possibility that if he feels that he should not be hanged, then he can pardon him, and then the person will not be hanged. There are many instances also where the president of India, he pardoned, and his punishment were not given. He was not hanged. So a person who is about to be hanged is very fearful, and then he comes to know this. Just think about his condition. What will be his condition? That he will think he was so grateful. He will do anything that is possible that he is not hanged. He will go to president. He will surrender. He will bow down. He will accept all the terms and conditions. Similarly, the condition with us. I mean, every one of us is going to die. Just look around and go to office, see in the market, in the offices, in the schools, colleges, temple. Everyone whom we meet, they will not be alive after some time. Even including us, will not be alive. And then after that, what happens? That again there is a birth. Jatasya hai dhruva mritu, dhruvam janma mritasya cha. One who dies will take birth, again dies. Punarapi janma, punarapi marna, punarapi janani jఠara sayanam. So these are the conditions which we are continuously read. But we start doing chintan of this. We start contemplating on this, and then we think that I do not want to suffer this kind of birth and death, and disease again and again. Therefore, Lord also said, Dukkhalem asaswatam, Dukkha dosanu darsanam, Janna mittu jara vyadhi, Dukkha dosanu darsanam. These are the faulty condition of life. Just think about it. Dukkha, dosa, anudarsanam. As I'm describing you that these are not a good condition of life, and we should not. As a saswat entity, the soul, we should not face this kind of condition. But still, we are facing this condition. So this chintan takes in. Once this chintana, this contemplation start within us, then we start thinking how I can overcome this. That is the time when the transformation will start happening. And then we come to know that Krite dhyayato Vishnu Tretayam Yagyo Makai Dwapare Paricharyayam Kalau Tad Hare Kirtanat. And we, in this age of Kali, or for us, it is very comfortable that we just chant Lord's name. And so we should chant a lot. After reading this Ajamil story, the only one thing that we get is that we also have committed many sinful life before coming in contact with the books of Srila Prabhupada, before in coming in contact with the disciples of Prabhupada, with this movement, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. I mean, we are also living like a sinful life, committed many sins, and still after coming to this moment as well, many times we commit many kind of sins. Some knowingly, some unknowingly, but there is a hope, and this hope is given by this story of Azamil. That whatever condition, if you chant Lord's name, then we may get delivered. So Ajamil, because his senses were completely overpowered, his senses overpowered his intelligence, he was not in that condition, but somehow or other, just before death, he was able to chant Lord's name Narayana. Now this is a case study. So we should not wait that I will also chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Krishna, Rama, Narayana, just before death. That is, we do not know what could be the situation, and therefore we should start chanting from today. Should chant to chant daily, and we should think about that this condition in which we are there is not something which is permanent. It is going to change, and the purpose of my life is not to make this human life comfortably living in this world. This is not a place for a gentleman. This is what his divine grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj used to say. This world is not a place, gentlemen. And all these different kind of news and all this condition, worldwide disease, and from different kind of condition that we hear, it's like we listen to them. It's like Upadrava. They are just here to notify us that this is not a good place for gentlemen. And if you want to escape this, only option is that we should chant. So we should take chanting very, very seriously. And we should see that in our chanting, in our perform the chanting, completing the number of rounds that we're chanting in our contemplation, and there should be some endeavor. Yatantascha did vrata. So I will give another example of what is this yatantascha did vrata means. So a person goes to gym. I like the example of gym because it is very evident, and you can also experience this. So if you go to a gym, and then the instructor may ask you to lift say 10 kg of weight, and then he will ask you, is it comfortable for you? Then you say yes, it is very comfortable. Then the instructor is not happy. He will say, now lift 12 kg of weight. If you say still say after some day that I think it's comfortable for me now, then he will say now lift 15 kg. So he increases the weight because that is how the muscles get trained. So there is always some tension in the muscles. There is some always some endeavor from our side. That is where the progress happens. Similarly, Lord also said, Satam kirtyantomam yatantascha drid vrata. So think about a condition where one person is able to chant 24 hours a day, for example. For him also Lord says yatan tascha devata. So do you feel there is some endeavor from our side or not? So if we do not feel endeavor from our side, we should increase some kind of seva, just like um, in the life of His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, we read that he fixed his bow and chanted 100 crores of names, and while chanting also he was meeting devotee, he was also performing different kind of tasks, and with that he chanted so many names. So we should see that we are endeavoring to do the services. So from Ajamila story, the story of Ajamil, this case study, we understand. I will again conclude for today with this summary, that from Ajamila story, one thing we learn, that our senses are very powerful. Never trust the senses. Senses can always put us in uncomfortable situations, uncomfortable conditions, and degrade us to perform sinful life, even if we have knowledge. So knowledge is not enough. Just knowing things are not enough. Never trust the senses. Always we should try to regulate the senses. Regulating the senses start from eating. So we should regulate our eating. I mean, one extra things. I mean, our belly is full, but one extra item, one extra small amount of thing. We want to taste extra, taste something. From there we can start to control our senses. So tongue, and also the urge to speak. So there also we can try to control. We should think: is it good to speak? Is it required? How much is required? These words are very powerful. The words that you utter is very powerful. Never talk anything negative, never talk anything which is not favorable for devotional service, devotional life. So we should fix our purpose in life and think every condition that is there is like a upadrava, as mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. Manda, Sumanda, Mad Bhagavahi Upadrata. So this all kind of upadrava is there, disturbances is there in our life, and this disturbance will always be there. And in this disturbance, one who is very fortunate, one who is very intelligent, will just he will not focus on those disturbances. And one may ask, then what should you do? I mean, as a grihastha, as a citizen of this world, whatever duty is there, we should perform our duties, just like Lord Krishna said to Arjuna that you are a Kshatriya, your duty is to fight. So as the condition may be, we should perform our duties, our specific tasks that is required, but that is not the purpose. That is not the purpose for which this human life is there. Our purpose should be that we get out of this Janma Mrityu cycle, and uh, go back to home, back to Godhead. This is what Prabhupada writes: go back to home, back to Godhead. That means we establish our relationship, we go back there and enjoy, serve Lord, and enjoy in serving Lord. It's not like we go to enjoy their eternal life, but we go there to serve Lord. This is our natural condition. And with this purpose, we should keep chanting Lord's name again and again, and not distracted by this upadrava. Anything which stops our thinking about the Lord, anything which stops us thinking about the purpose of our life is just like a upadrava disturbances, and we should not get disturbed by those things. Whatever is required, we should do, but we should chant, and uh, and this is only one hope that we have. I mean, we cannot perform big sacrifices. We cannot perform big austerity. Only thing that we can do, we cannot give much charity as well. Cannot give much charity. So much difficult. I mean, condition is there, but we can chant. We can chant loudly. We can chant suddenly. We can chant while walking. We can chant while doing something. So we just should just try to chant, and we are not able to chant. Then endeavor for it. Try for it, and this is what we learn from this chapter of and the case study of Ajami. So much to say, but one last thing that I will say that. Uh, let's see that we are endeavoring for it because and do with chintan for it. So chintan, how do I know that I'm doing contemplation it? That after the class we just think about it and we plan that yes, I will do it. How should I do it? How to change my life? How to change my thought process? How to engage in constant seva. So seva are different kind of seva, and we should engage in them and never distracted by this worldly condition. Just focus, keep focus on our condition because Lord is Lord is death, Lord is life. Both are Lord only. Right? So a devotee is never distracted even by the impending death. So suppose somebody says that this world is going to finish. There is a nuclear attack, and some country has had triggered the bomb and bomb is going to hit my city in say 30 minutes. So a devotee should think in 30 minutes I can chant 4 rounds of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and he should keep chanting and never disturb because doesn't matter what condition would be, this body is going to go away. So therefore, we should just perform our activities, our tasks that we are assigned, but we should focus on chanting a lot. So this is the message. The whole chapter is on the importance of chanting, and therefore, after listening to this chapter, reading this chapter, our taste in chanting should increase, and we should chant a lot. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. If there any thing want to share, we can discuss. Hare Krishna, Babuji. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Right, Krishna Prabhuji, thank you very much for the wonderful summary, especially the lamentation part and how reformation happens after lamentation. Thank you, Prabhuji. I request the devotees to share their comments or reflections.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandvat Pranams.
Okay.
Thanks for the wonderful class, Prabhu. I like that last thing you said when you're getting the information that it is going to be bombed in your area. So you, as a devotee, immediately you think, oh, I will chant more. I don't know when I'm going to be bombed. So that is very nice, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. That we have to inculcate in us. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Your conclusion is uh, the topmost, Prabhu. What to do to do the Nama Sankirtan is the ultimate. That is very nice, Prabhu. Thank you so much for the wonderful lecture. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I have one small question, Prabhu. I cannot concentrate in chanting beyond 4 rounds. What is the best way you can suggest, Prabhu? How do we I should endeavor for that?
Babuji, uh, chanting has to done, and don't think about how much we can concentrate. So this is the second part will come. So even if the mind is not able to concentrate, some says that after chanting the first line, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, I get lost. But it's still chanting. I mean, mind is there or mind is not there, but tongue is involved. I mean, we hear something. So don't focus too much now that we are able to concentrate or not. because the condition is just chanting. So when we get any initiation, so my Guru Maharaj said, take this chanting beat and daily chant 16 rounds on this beat. He did not say that concentrate on it initially. That will come later. That comes automatically. Keep chanting.
Yes, Prabhu.
Keep chanting, Babuji. Chant as many rounds as possible. So I will say that plan someday in the association of devotee, chant 64 rounds one day. Sit with them. I mean, there are many occasions where devotee plan. Sit with them, chant 64 rounds, and you will see that your experience will change.
I'll try, Prabhu. Because once I had done with the congregation for 32 rounds.
Yes.
But is that we did in almost 4.5 hours with a break of for natural calls. After that, we could able to do it. I should try it, bro. I should try out.
Yes, Abuji. I mean, you try to chant more with the association devotees, and don't think about that we are able to concentrate or not. Just chant. Just chant.
Yes, Prabhu. I try, Prabhu. Thank you for the suggestion, Prabhu. Hare
Abuji.
Krishna. That was Pranam.
Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranams. Thanks for the wonderful class, Prabhu. So many points I learned, so many examples you gave. Very wonderful class, Prabhu, especially to do Chintan after reading. It's really eye-opening, Prabhu. And also, when you said, okay, go to material world, but you should follow some terms and conditions, is very nice, Prabhu, especially to teach the neophytes. We are learning a lot from your class, Prabhu. But only thing is the audio volume is little low and we have to endeavor a lot to hear it, Prabhu. Can you do something from your side, Prabhu? In the next class.
Check my mic, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Hare Krishna.
So this contemplation is very important. Until unless we contemplate and we do Chintan, transformation does not happen. So I mean, just to exaggerate and say things like that. So 1 year of sadhana and 1 minute of Chintan may be equal. I'm just exaggerating. There's nothing Shastri Praman for this, but the Chintan is very powerful. Chintan can transform. So what Azamil is doing is a Chintan now. So this Chintan transformed him. And then in the next passage you read, he said, now I will chant. And then he starts chanting. So this is what the Chintan means. He initially, he fell down because the Chintan was not there. Information was there. So a person with just information, there is a possibility that he will fall down. But a person who does Chintan, contemplate on what he learned, there is a strong possibility that he will not fall down. And transformation is sure to happen. So in some devotee, we see a strong transformation. And in some devotees, after a long time, we don't see transformation because one has the knowledge and one has a small knowledge, but a great Chintan. So we should do Chintan a lot. That only becomes transformation. Otherwise, knowledge is not going to help.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, just wanted to share one thing. After I attended Ramabhadra Swami Prabhu's workshop, Prabhu, these workshops are really helping me to get more attentive chanting. And I've started for my BV members once a week in my residence, Nama Sankirtana for 1 hour, Prabhu, in the association. That is also, I feel it will help me to do attentive chanting. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. I'm getting all this motivation by listening to the Nityam Bhagavata Seva classes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Premavasya Prabhu. One question, Prabhuji. So, in my case, the Kirtan part, right, the lamentation, that part happens, but that really doesn't transform into action item to move to the next step of improving. It turns into self-sympathy than actually the transformation, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, I mean, once I was talking to Guru Maharaj, and then he said that lamentation should be like salt. Lamentation should not become our main course, because lamentation, what it does, that it focuses on us and we think a lot about us. So lamentation should be very small quantity, I would say in parts per million kind of thing, very small. Just like, for example, if I'm thinking for 2 hours, for example, so just a fraction of a second that I am fallen and I have done many sinful life, and I should not chant. So that's all. That much lamentation is enough, and then we should contemplate on what to do or what to. Because when you lament a lot, our focus changes from Lord to ourselves. So we think a lot about our activity. I this wrong, that wrong. So thinking about our sinful life is not going to transform us, right? But thinking about the Lord's pastimes, chanting a lot is going to help us. So Guru Maharaj said, too much lamentation is not good. I mean, we are fallen. It is confirmed that we are fallen and we have committed many sinful in past life. Today we are happy because the fruit of pious activities now is present now, but sinful activity also we have done. So lamentation should not be too much. We should contemplate, not lament on what we did in the past. Just for few seconds or fraction of seconds, we just lament that not, yes, I did not do good, and then we should contemplate more on what is next, Lord's activity, Lord's pastime, Lord's name. Too much lamentation is not going to help us.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. I think, Prabhuji, if there are no questions, I think we can end today's session with the Vaishnava Pranam, Prabhuji.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः.
Antarashtamad Bhagavatam Pujam,
Jai
Jagat.
Shri. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhu.